Chapter 309, Fisherman and Triple Kill. In a grass nest at the exit of the valley, a member of the clearing mission team from the Korean Star Sector was hiding in the grass and keeping watch. Captain Kim Song and the other two team members were lying in the grass nest, staring intently at the image of the receiver in front of them. This team from the Wuxia sector may have had a run-in with Karamov's team, but not a major one. Why do you say that, Captain? Look, the two people in the image are in a very good state. They don't even look like they were in a sorry state after the fight, let alone blood. Karamov and the others must have taken the initiative to retreat. But I don't see Karamov and the others coming out. Karamov was about to ask us to kill this team from the Wuxia sector, but I didn't agree. Karamov will definitely hide somewhere in the valley. At that time, if this Wuxia team succeeded, he would launch a surprise attack on them and snatch their loot. If this Wuxia team doesn't succeed, he will still launch a surprise attack on this team from the Wuxia sector and use this mission team from the Wuxia sector as his weapon, Jin Song said. What about us, Captain? Us? Kim Song suddenly laughed. We will naturally be the Oriole or the Fisherman who benefits from the conflict. Captain is wise. By the way, Captain, why didn't you agree to Karamov's request just now and get rid of this Wuxia team together? Another team member asked. First of all, the three mutated flame apes in this cave are extremely difficult to deal with because they have the geographical advantage. We tried just now. Normal methods won't work. The superpower of this mutated flame ape was too powerful. However, although the mutated fire ape had extraordinary abilities, its mind power and energy were the same as ours. After it was consumed, it would need a certain amount of time to recover. Why should we kill them when someone is helping us consume the extraordinary power of the mutated fire ape? Besides, Karamov was extremely sinister. Cooperating with him was equivalent to asking a tiger for its skin. If we were not careful, they might stab us. Therefore, we should retreat first and let the Wuxia team fight Karamov first, Kim Song said confidently. Captain is brilliant. The team member gave another thumbs up. Captain, is the team from Wuxia sector studying the method of attack? In the video, Zhu Tu and Gong Ling were standing 5 meters in front of the cave. No one knew what they were doing. That should be the case. I hope they can find a way to kill or even capture this mutated fire ape alive. That way, we will have gained enough this time. Kim Song smiled, but his eyes were cold. A hummingbird passed overhead. None of them paid it any attention as animals were too common in primitive forests. In the grass behind them, a mosquito landed in the grass and turned into the same color as the grass. Then, it stopped moving. If one observed closely, they would vaguely notice that the mosquito's compound eyes were staring in the direction of Kim Song and the other's ambush position. Zhu Tu quietly sensed for about 3 minutes in front of the mutated fire ape's cave. The situation in the depths of the cave was almost clear. At the end of the cave tunnel was a tunnel that was about 20 square meters. 2 of the 3 fire apes were resting here. The other mutated fire ape was standing guard at a bend in the tunnel a dozen meters away from the cave. A fireball was casually thrown around in its hand. Normally, it would be very difficult. The best way was to lure the 3 mutated flame apes out before killing them. However, these 3 mutated fire apes seemed to be extremely intelligent. Otherwise, they would not have survived until now. Little Tui, why don't I control the plants and charge in? Gong Ling suddenly asked. When Gong Ling said that, Zhu Tui suddenly became interested. Gong Ling, how big can the plants you control explore? To be honest, the abilities that Gong Ling had displayed over the past few days had surprised Zhu Tui. The ability of the plant system was really very practical. The distance that can give me effective feedback is about 15 meters. The furthest I can control is 50 meters. However, the information that can be obtained from a 50-meter exploration distance is very little, Gong Ling said. Not bad. You're already very good. Zhu Tu first praised, however, this cave is almost 80 meters deep. It's still not enough. Is it not enough? Gong Ling was a little disappointed that she could not help Zhu Tu. Let me do it. A silver pill suddenly flew out of Zhu Tu's palm and slowly flew into the hole at a moderate speed. He threw the mental chain over. After crossing the limit of 42 meters, he went deeper. Unfortunately, this cave tunnel was not straight. Instead, it was curved. Within a 42-meter radius, Zhu Tui could accelerate the speed of the silver pill to a point where it had great lethality. He could also use his mind power to control the silver pill to quickly change its target. The mental chain could help Zhu Tui cross a combat radius of 42 meters. However, after crossing this combat radius, the accuracy of the silver pills controlled by the mental chain would decrease rapidly. In an open field of vision, the effects of the mental chain were still very great. However, in this winding cave, Zhu Tui could only control the silver pill to move through the cave at a low speed through the mental chain. It could not cause any effective damage. Still, it was enough. Soon, the silver pill crossed the distance of 60 meters and stopped at the bend of the passage where the mutated fire ape was guarding. The slight sound of the air being torn apart immediately caused the alarmed mutated fire ape to roar. The two mutated flame apes resting at the back immediately rushed over. At the same time, the vigilant mutated fire ape spat out a pillar of fire at the silver pill that was trying to attack it. 2 seconds later, the other two mutated flame apes arrived. They also sprayed at the dancing silver pill. The tunnel immediately turned into a sea of fire. Zhu Tui only controlled the silver pill to fly out when he felt that it was about time. At this moment, the silver pill had already turned slightly red from the heat. This was a precious silver alloy. It could even burn red. If a person was burned like this, they would probably be dead. Then, Zhu Tui immediately entered the Earth perception state. He immediately obtained another set of data. The fire pillar that the three fire apes had just spat out formed a sea of fire in the narrow passageway. It covered an area of about 12 to 13 meters. However, more than 20 meters away from the mutated fire ape, the walls of the cave were rapidly heating up. 30 meters. The safe distance was at least 30 meters. Moreover, taking into account the attack speed of the fire ape, the safe distance might have to be maintained above 35 meters. Zhu Tui had a rough idea. In the curved passageway, the long-range ability of the mental chain could not be fully unleashed. But as long as he was within 42 meters of the fire ape, Zhu Tui would be able to make the flying sword and silver pills possess astonishing lethality, no matter how curved the tunnel was. Zhu Tui waited for another 5 minutes. He only called Cheng Mo and Zuo Qingqing over after they were done. "I'll go in and deal with the mutated fire ape. It might take a few minutes. The three of you stand guard at the entrance of the cave. If anyone attacks you during this period, retreat into the cave and defend it," Zhu Tui said. "Little Tui, why don't I go in too? I'll lead the way. You follow behind me?" Cheng Mo took the initiative to say. "The passageway can only accommodate one person. It will be troublesome if there are too many people. Do you have any more questions?" Zhu Tui asked Cheng Mo, Zuo Qingqing, and Gong Ling. Zuo Qingqing glanced at Zhu Tui but did not say anything. On the other hand, Cheng Mo asked Zhu Tui, "Little Tui, why did you attack those three people just now? Those three people showed hostility earlier, but weren't they leaving?" After saying that, Cheng Mo felt that his expression was a little messy. "I'm not questioning it. I just want to ask, if we encounter other clearing teams in the wilderness in the future, should we treat them all as enemies? Should we attack if we have the chance?" It was obvious that Zhu Tui's sudden attack had given Cheng Mo an idea. "I've sent you a video on our public channel. Take a look. In the wilderness, we have to learn to take the initiative to eliminate danger. Not wait for the enemy to ambush us before we counterattack." Zuo Qingqing's communication device was confiscated. She watched it with Gong Ling. Cheng Mo also watched the video. The video was not too clear, but it was passable. There was also a voice. "This newcomer doesn't look strong. Why don't we join forces and kill them first before thinking of a way to deal with this fire ape?" It was Karamov's voice. As soon as he finished reading, Cheng Mo cursed, "FCAC, this Karamov is too F-king bad. He just saw us and wants to join forces with that team to harm us." However, the team from the Korean Star Sector seems to be good people, Gong Ling said. "Good people?" Zhu Tui smiled and said nothing. He had already seen the images transmitted by the bionic hummingbird and the bionic flying mosquito. Kim Song's team had left behind a miniature wireless transmission camera when they left. From the beginning, they did not have any good intentions. To a friend, Zutui will treat them like a friend. To an enemy then, alright, I'll deal with the fire ape. You guys stay alert. Remember, if there's a dangerous situation, retreat into the cave and guard it, but don't go too deep. After saying that, Zutui bent down and entered the cave. Cheng Mo, Gong Ling, and Zuo Qingqing immediately guarded the entrance of the cave and looked around vigilantly. The moment he entered the cave, Zutui's mental perception was activated to the maximum. He could sense things within a 40-meter radius. The silver pills and flying sword flew up at the same time and began to circle in front of him. He slowly went deeper, 10 meters, 20 meters. Suddenly, the mutated fire ape at the bend of the tunnel appeared in Zutui's mental perception. Zutui continued to slow down. He carefully sensed the reaction of the mutated fire ape with his mental perception and continued to approach it. The maximum combat radius was 42 meters, but the most suitable combat radius was 35 meters. As he slowly approached, the mutated fire ape's nose suddenly twitched. It seemed to have caught the scent of a foreign species. The foreign species aura only made it very uneasy. In the next moment, it sensed that the foreign species aura was getting deeper and deeper. At the same time, it wanted to roar in warning. Whoosh! Silver light flashed. The sound of air being torn apart rang out. The vigilant mutant fire ape fell to the ground. Almost at the same time, the two fire apes in the cave behind rushed over. Before they could discover the enemy, two beams of silver light whistled through the air. A silver pill directly entered the eyes of another slightly smaller fire ape and broke out of its brain. However, what shocked Zutui was that at the critical moment, the largest fire ape tilted its head slightly and avoided the silver pill. Then, the flames exploded. The ape extended its arm and grabbed Zutui's silver pill. It made Zutui's attack ineffective. In the next moment, the largest mutated fire ape let out a shrill roar and charged straight into the tunnel. Wherever it passed, it turned into a sea of flames. However, it only lasted for a moment. Zutui's mental whip caused the mutated fire ape's roaring footsteps to slow down. The silver flying sword flew out from the back of the mutated fire ape's head with a bloody glow. Triple kill!